Welcome to a new episode of Talking Area 51. I am your host, 51 Spade, and hey, man, we back at it again. If you're new to the channel, man, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, hype up those I will sincerely appreciate it. And, man, let's get all into it, man, because I know the airwaves and the internet has been going crazy if you've been under a rock, because I know everybody been talking about it today. But today they released a interview by Jay-Z. It was actually a good interview. I checked it out, rode around listening to it, this and that. And one of the things that got people definitely in a buzz is this part in particularly right here. So let's take a listen, then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it.
Talk. That no longer exists. And the last pillar is battling. We love the excitement. And I love the sparring and the music you get. Mm-hmm. But in this day and age, it's so much negative stuff that comes with it that you almost wish it didn't happen.
Really?
Yeah, because it's almost like it's a final thing. Now people that like Kendrick hate Drake.
Yeah.
No matter what he makes, no matter what he says, and it goes far too. It's like attack on his character and his thing and it's like, I don't know if I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's helpful to our growth. Where the fallout lands, mm-hmm. especially on on social media, which takes place every day.
Yeah.
And now you have these pods of cult.
The stan armies fighting.
Yeah, and it's like, it's too far.
Yeah.
It's like bringing kids in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't like that. You know, maybe I've grown in a space that is probably, I sound like the old guy wagging the finger. But I think we can achieve the same thing as far as like sparring with music, with collaborations more so than breaking the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
It could stand it before because there was no social media and there was no thing and, you had the battle and it was fun and then you moved on.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if it could stand it with the technology that we have.
Because it takes up so much oxygen?
It takes up so much oxygen.
Yeah.
And now it's just like every day they're just trying
they're still talking about it.
It's not just talking about it. Not like, yo, this song, I like this.
Yeah.
No, it's like trying to tear down the people's life.
Yeah.
It's like trying to, wreck this guy's marriage or this guy's relationship with his child. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
And I'm going to stop it right there. It's a lot to unpack in what he's actually saying. And I tend to view myself as a person that when I actually hold conversations with people, I tend to think from a duality type of scenario and on one end, I would like to talk about one particular thing that he said. It was like, yeah, I don't want to be the old guy to this and that. And it's cool to be the old guy, to be talking about that, which I wouldn't think of him as any other way. He was actually, I think 30-something, he was 30-something years old actually when he entered the game. You get what I'm saying? So why wouldn't he look at it from a different lens point? Why wouldn't anybody that's older look at it from a different lens point? But where I disagree with that is this. Technology and everything changes, and just like anything else, where we talk about Instagram, Facebook, and where people are able to leave comments and stuff like that, we're just in a new day and age. And just like while you have the right to protect yourself with a gun, and you can register it and the whole nine, but guns could be used for evil, just like a Columbine shooting and going, like there's always going to be situations where there are things that could be helpful in the right hands and things that can be harmful in the right hands. And it's the same thing with social media. Me actually being a content creator, I see negative comments and I also see positive comments. I don't let the negative comments bother me, but I'm not every person that is a content creator that can actually consume that. A lot of times when you see artists where they see comments and it makes them go over the edge, you'll see like female rap artists like Cardi B and whatever, so-and-so, just when they have a comment and they feel like they have to get on there. No one will or ever make me that mad where I feel like I have to yell at my phone, cut my phone on, and clarify myself. And never say never, but I'm going to say as of right now, never. And when you're talking about battling, it always has been a situation where in hip hop, battling has been there. Like you said, graffiti, breakdancing, hip hop DJing, just the four pillars that goes on with hip hop. And to say that it's not needed and that artists should collab, I think, and I don't agree with it. There's a hard enough time because everyone at this point in time, especially in hip hop, have ego. You know, your craft is your craft. Do people pick sides? I think that's always going to be a thing. When you have a fighter that's in a ring, someone's going for somebody and someone's going for the underdog. When you're looking at sports teams, you have your favorite sports teams that you go for, and no one else can tell you any different. And even when they lost, you take the loss right with them. So I disagree with him when he's saying that battling shouldn't be done. Now, what I will say is I don't believe that people should just have the right just to say anything online when you're talking about concerns about family and stuff like that. But that's just a thought process of just saying, I don't think it should be done. Could something be done about that? I don't know really what could be done. When you look at the internet is the Wild Wild West. Once it goes up, it's out there forever. People's perception and the way that people view things is changed. But I really feel like we're taking away the idea of people to think. And that's where I really wanted to talk about. Like a lot of times, people make hasty decisions. The internet is definitely a bad place for that. And it is the internet where people can just spew off anything. People troll, they make fun. They're not the same person. I always view the internet as not a real place. So this is for Jay to say, I really don't think it should be battling. I definitely disagree with that. It's not one of those things that I feel that collabing can turn into the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we do that when people are in groups. That's why I said that won't even work. When you have a group and you have a group of, let's just say, R&B singers, rappers, anything else, there's still a favorite person in the group. When you look at a group like Outkast, some people like Big Boy, some people like Andre, but people seems like they unanimously picked Andre is the person who is the better artist. It's always going to be that. So you can't say like it's people rapping. You can spar it in as far as like just doing collabs. The same situation is going to happen. Someone is going to say something about it. Someone might feel a certain way, and people ego is going to be in the play. And it's still the internet, and people still going to make comments. Damn, he got smoked on his own song. Some people feel like Jay got smoked on his own song with Renegade with Eminem. So it's a matter of preference. And the thing also with music is subjective. So I always tend to look at it like that. But this had the internet really going crazy. I saw Joey Badass post up basically what I was saying. Like, man, people run from smoke right now trying to do collabs. I seen that. I saw other artists chiming in, and everyone had something to say about what Jake actually had to say. But I just thought, like, food for thought. The internet, man, is always going to be the internet. Things move in real time right now. People are a lot braver to say things over the internet what they will say in person. But I will say that we need to start having and learning the ability to have your own opinion, to think. And also, it's not an end all be all when you disagree with someone. Like, someone don't have to agree with you. To me, when I looked at the battle between Kendrick and Drake, I'm not a Drake fan. You know what I'm saying? I am a Kendrick fan. But I will also say that I don't discredit Drake for what he did for the culture, songs that he did. Like, obviously, I'm one of those people who I actually preferred him rapping than singing. And, he got on a lot of the pop charts with the singing, but I just wasn't a fan of it. But that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. And if you was a person that liked the singing that he did and enjoyed the songs in the pop culture, that's okay too. And if you don't like Kendrick and you don't like the sound of his voice, or you think he's overcomplicated, or you think that you don't want to think listening to a song, that's fine too. You just rather, you don't want to elevate. You don't want to think. Your brain cells you want at a low simp level. That's cool too. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't take it where I felt a certain way by saying I was a Kendrick fan and I wasn't really a fan of Drake. I did like Family Matters, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I was really biased about it, and, it is what it is. But battling has always been around. even with him saying, and a lot of things too about people, when you got to remember when people speak, we speak from human beings because we're flawed and sometimes we're hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? When he was saying like, hey, you turn down, you tear down families, people will tear down your families. Sometimes you go a little bit too low. Coming from the person who was talking about fucking Nas baby mama in the back seat and leaving condoms back there. You understand what I'm saying? Like, low is low. When you in a battle, you in battle. I get it. Now you old and you're like, and he did say that he regretted doing it, and that's okay too. That's one of my major points right there. That's okay too. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But it was a good interview. I did want to step in and talk about that, and saying, y'all let me know like how y'all feel about it. He did. It was, if y'all haven't seen the interview, I'm gonna leave a link into the description so you can see it. He did talk about how he did talk about not really being inspired to give us an album until he can kind of figure out the way that he would want to do it, and he would do that album for him. And that's the way that he viewed music. He talked about his daughter. He also talked about how it felt for that to have that rape charge trying to be put on him, and how he was really, really angry about that. And he hadn't been that angry, and how it was like for him last year where he just played defense, and he felt like for 2026 he was going to do offense. This is part of his healing, giving an interview saying how he felt, and it was all the way around. I felt like it was a good interview. Definitely won't knock that. So yeah, y'all definitely check it out, man. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to give my thoughts about that. Y'all tell me, leave it in the comments what y'all think. Hey man, and until then, you know what I'm saying, you new to the channel, like I said, like, subscribe, hit that notification, hype up the likes, man. Help me get this community popping. I'll bring out, more videos. Going to get back to pumping those back out because I really do enjoy doing this. And like I said, man, this is 51 Spade. I'm signing off for Talking Area 51. Until next time, peace.